Samuel was 24 years old, quiet, hardworking, and very poor. Every morning, long before the sun rose over the crowded streets of Lagos, Samuel was already awake. While most people were still sleeping, he pushed his small wooden cart from his one-room apartment to the roadside. The wheels creaked softly as they rolled over broken pavement. On the cart were sachet water, ground nuts, and a few packets of biscuits. Nothing fancy, just enough to survive. That cart was his life. Samuel never complained about being poor. Poverty had been his companion for as long as he could remember. What hurt him more was something deeper: being invisible. Every day, thousands of people walked past him like he was part of the road. Some brushed against his shoulder without apologizing. Others cursed him for standing in the way. A few stared at him with open disgust, as if poverty were contagious. Once, a man stopped in front of him, looked at his torn slippers and faded shirt, and said loudly, "If you don't have money, you don't deserve respect." Samuel heard every word, but he said nothing. He had learned early in life that words don't always need answers. Sometimes silence was the only thing he could afford. By afternoon, hunger usually gnawed at his stomach. On one such day, Samuel gathered the little courage he had left and walked into a small restaurant nearby. He wasn't there to eat a full meal. He only wanted to buy leftover food, whatever they were willing to sell cheaply. Before he could take 2 steps inside, a security man blocked the doorway. You can't enter here." Samuel lowered his head slightly and spoke softly. "I just want to buy food." The security man looked him up and down, his worn clothes, his dusty slippers. Then he laughed. "This place is not for people like you." People inside the restaurant watched. Some glanced away. Others pretended not to see. No one spoke. No one defended him. Samuel stood there for a moment, feeling smaller than ever. Then he turned around slowly and walked away. That day, Samuel didn't eat. Still, despite everything, Samuel remained kind. When children came to his cart with empty pockets and hopeful eyes, he gave them water for free. When an old woman struggled to cross the busy road, Samuel left his cart and helped her, even if it meant losing customers. Someone once asked him, "Why are you still nice to people who treat you badly?" Samuel replied quietly, "If I become like them, then I've lost everything." One evening, dark clouds gathered suddenly over the city. Rain began to fall hard and fast, drenching the streets within seconds. Samuel grabbed his cart and ran into a nearby building for shelter, hoping to protect his goods. Before he could catch his breath, a well-dressed man stormed inside. "Who allowed this dirty boy inside?" the man shouted. Everyone turned to look at Samuel. Without warning, the man grabbed Samuel's cart and pushed it back outside into the rain. "Please," Samuel begged, "my things." The man didn't listen. The cart tipped over. Sachet water spilled onto the ground. Ground nuts rolled into dirty puddles. Biscuits soaked and broke apart. Rain washed away everything Samuel owned. Samuel stood there in the rain, frozen, watching his only source of income disappear before his eyes. No one helped. As Samuel slowly picked up the scattered remains of his goods, an elderly woman stepped forward. She had been standing quietly nearby, watching everything. She spoke gently. "Young man, why didn't you fight back?" Samuel paused. Then he answered honestly, "Because fighting won't feed me tomorrow." The woman nodded slowly, as if she understood something most people missed. She reached into her bag and handed him a small card. "Come to this address tomorrow morning." Samuel looked at the card. It was an office address. He didn't understand, but he bowed his head slightly and said, "Thank you." That night, Samuel barely slept. His clothes were still damp, his stomach was empty, and his future felt uncertain. The next morning, Samuel followed the address on the card. When he arrived, he stopped in disbelief. It was a logistics company. Clean building, busy workers, trucks moving in and out. Inside the office, Samuel recognized the elderly woman immediately. She smiled. She was the owner. She explained that she had been watching him for weeks, watching how people treated him, watching how he treated others. Then she said something Samuel would never forget. "Anyone who can stay kind while being treated like trash is someone I can trust." Samuel was offered a job, not charity, opportunity. As Samuel walked out of the office that day, the world looked different. The streets were the same, the noise was the same, but he was no longer invisible. Poverty can take your money, it can take your comfort, but never let it take your character.